I wanted to play Metal Gear Solid Delta. I wanted to play this for a long time. This game is pretty cool. It's redone Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. And by now everybody has already talked about this. People already moved on. There's other games coming out. It's already the next year of 2026. But here's the thing. This game is not bad. You know what I mean? This game itself is truly a work of art, and playing a lot of homage to Metal Gear itself, Snake Eater, the whole series, the voice actors, everything, all the original work. And I've been playing this pretty decently, okay? We do have other modes like Snake versus Monkey and all that kind of stuff. The Fox Hunt is already out for this particular game. Basically, it's an online mode where you're basically you're playing PvP basically with other people, but more or less you're kind of like discovering and trying to capture people basically. But you know what I mean? Is this game soulless? Is this game really soulless of the original source material, the original works, the original games to Metal Gear? I'm going to tell you this right now. It's not. It is a very well thought, well executed, kind of safe game. And I say this with a lot of love in my heart for the series. I say this with a lot of confidence. And the reason is because many people want to jump the gun and kind of hit the negativity, they hit the attack on said game. You know, oh, they could have done X, Y, and Z. They could have done more. They could have done this. They could have done that. I think there's a lot of things to be remade nowadays where we can get a little extra from it. Like, for example, Resident Evil 4. But can we get anything extra from Metal Gear? Can we get a more well thought game? Can we get additional story beats? More lore? I think not. This series, I'm gonna let the people know that, and people have never played Metal Gear before, the series is complete. It's over. Now, if they want to add something after the fact of Metal Gear Solid 4, then, so be it. But as of right now, when it comes to the story, it comes to the original game, because the original game was actually on the MSX engine. You could play that actually on the Master Collection version 1. You know what I mean? This whole ordeal, timeline, backstory, lore, all that is already been fleshed out, done, and done again. If you want to go like through all the games, it's Metal Gear Solid 3, Peace Walker. You got Metal Gear Solid 5. You got maybe PlayStation Portable. The Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. That game seemed like a side game, but still, you have that game if you wanted to play it. Then you got Metal Gear Solid Snake 2. Those are the MSX games. Those are the game those games start off literally the story of Metal Gear Solid, of Solid Snake. Literally. And then there's like a bunch of different snakes out there. You know what I mean? Like, is there much more we can do? Oh shit. Take this guy. Take this guy. 1 second. Ooh, 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 ooh. Chill, chill, chill. But like, seriously, is there much more can we add? Much more we can do. Now, and when I say add, it is like adding more story beats, adding more different adventures, different what ifs, you know, changing the universe, you know what I mean? Fucking weird stuff that changed the series to another direction. A lot of people were kind of like wanting a little. Some people, not a lot of people, but some people were kind of wanting different. Some people were wanting extra, and then there's some people they're just happy for what it is. Metal Gear Solid is a great series. It does what it does. It's slick. It's cool. It's a little dated a little bit, but you know when it shows what it was back then to what it is now. You know what I mean? We didn't have like graphically speaking, we didn't have all this fancy graphics where it shows us the shine off his uniform coming out the water and being a little wet, and then dry off, show off the shadows of his body just a tad bit. You know, the details here, the details, all the cracks and all that kind of stuff. You know, this game is a very intensive game when it comes to PC hardware and console hardware. They had issues in launch, and some people criticized it as well, like, oh, you didn't get it right when it released. You know, that there's a lot of talking points in regards to that. And now it's already post launch, you know, it's already what, a good bit, maybe 6-7 months by now already, if not more. It's playing fine. It's doing what it's doing. Yeah, they're limiting it to 60 frames. Do we need extra frames though? That's a question I think you should ask maybe yourself. Maybe there's something just to think about. You know, like, do we need the additional frames at this quality? Because this thing is doing a lot. I'm maxing out every graphic setting I could. Only thing I did lower down is motion blur, because personally I do not like motion blur. But I'm not gonna lie, without it, it does look kind of janky. So I kind of put it on low and just left it at that. And you know what I mean? It just, you know, it's nice to see, like, this is like an HD. Like, oh my god, we actually see, like, the glistening of the plants, the movement of the plants and everything, the details. And then going into a first-person mode, looking at them at this quality. Now, in some other games, they've done this better. Of course. But this is Metal Gear Solid. Snake Eater. One of the most regarded games besides Metal Gear Solid 2. You know what I mean? It has a lot to live up to. So the expectations are there. And it makes a lot of sense. Makes sense to me. I already knew where things were going to lie and where things would be. So it will be very interesting. Let me see here. Another thing people complain about is the control scheme, like legacy controls and whatnot. Honestly, it's a bit nice to get a little bit of better feel on the controllers. I'm not gonna lie, because you did have to, like, aim in a certain way and play the game in a certain way, and it was a bit a learning curve, and some people got used to it. And son of a, god damn it, wonderful, nice. Wait, did it answer? Okay. I missed the call. Cool. You know what I mean? It's a learning curve, first of all, from the original game. And even at that, you can get really good at that game too. Now they're saying it's a lot more easier for this game. And I'm like, you know what? It's fine. The game could get harder if you put in a harder difficulty mode. That's why it's there. That's why you have European Extreme, and that's literally the strong that hardest difficulty. Then you got all the additional goodies, you know what I mean, to add to that difficulty. They did add a lot of additional content where you could collect stuff and all that kind of stuff. Like right now, like I gotta find ducks. 1 second here. Yeah, see, I gotta find little duckies. And I'm not gonna lie, I appreciate it. Oh shit. I appreciate the additional content. It's like nice, cool. We have. Oh, this all rotted out. Jesus, they still got that feature. So basically, there's a feature if you have like old stuff, it will be bad, and if you eat it, well, you're gonna get sick. So we'll just eat the snake.
This tastes great.
But I gotta throw all this crap away. Give me a second here. But it's nice. Now people are still gonna go back and have nostalgia. Everyone's gonna have nostalgia for the old games. If you do not play the older version in the Master Collection, or even just on the PS2 or the Substance edition or whatever, you know what I mean? Does it really constitute this game being soulless? Does it constitute where the fact that this game is just soulless and it doesn't have that mark that it really hit? I think a lot of people are getting that confused with the nostalgia. Some people are getting that too worked up on it, and I think it is pretty damning for what it is, because it affects your judgment. And there's the ducky. Found it. It's a good spot. It affects your judgment in regards of doing reviews, retrospectives, first impressions. You know what I mean. Even that is still gonna affect a bit of a judgment, because you're just trying to see for what the game is. And Jesus Christ, where's the? Let's get the map out. It's right here to the left. I'm a bozo. I can't see crap. There you go. So when it comes down to it, nostalgia is a powerful drug. It's a very, very, very thing that it can take over your thoughts on how you see previous media, food, and just any kind of ways you look at things when you have all these old relations. That's just what it is. I mean, it will change perspective in many ways, where you think you really think that it's gonna like be profound and all that, but sometimes nostalgia is not truth, or real basic fact. You know what I mean? Is this game a legacy? Yes, of course, it's a legacy. It has its own place in video game history, where it remains IP, success and everything, with that. It's really on you to make that critical thought. Just you looking at the bigger picture of what the product is, what the video game is doing for you, what's doing for everyone else besides yourself. Because this game, and video games that we've been needing, like stealthy kind of games, games that we've been really yearning for, from a bygone time. Like maybe we could see a resurgence of stealth sneaking missions, and maybe a tactical story of this caliber. maybe it hits a new artist with a lot more, how I say, profound, knowledge of something that maybe they want to do themselves. It just really, it really depends. It really just depends on how you look at things, I really love this series, but I'm not letting it affect my judgment in the slightest way, because if you think about it like this remake brought back a lot of features from the Substance collection or edition. I think that's it. Yeah. And it brought back, a lot of additional features. Online multiplayer once again. If it was Soulless in a corporate product, no way, Jose. I want you to make a game cheap, ready to go, and flip it. That's what a corporate dead soulless game would do. It just would do it like that. Don't I don't know. Like these devs put all the hard work and all these additional ideas and putting out these newer features and everything. I don't know. You just gotta see the bigger picture sometimes, and then sometimes it just like I said, I'm repeating myself at this point. When things are not broken, why fix it? Why bother?
Okay, just a second.
Ooh. Ooh, boy. Love it. Love it. I don't know. I'm having a good time. I appreciate the additional graphics. A big, when you have a big PC and you have all these newer hardware that could take on such fidelity, might as well. Let's enjoy it just for a tad bit, especially. What the hell? Guess that was leaves? Either way. Yeah. I don't know. That's all I gotta say on this. It's not a Soulless game. It's a very good game. It's a very, from a very bygone era where gamers got a complete package and you just had fun with it. It's your playground to play with. Understand the story, the backgrounds of Metal Gear Solid and what it meant to everybody. Come on. So, I don't know. Do with that with you will. I will move on to the next video. That's all I gotta say. I will, this game's solid. As solid as it can be. And I really hope you enjoyed the content, the thoughts. If you really have opposing opinions or just your own thoughts, put it down in the comments. I don't know. Maybe we could continue the conversation. But for the most part, not soulless at all. I give the devs a lot of credit, for redoing this game right and not screwing it up. Because there's too many games right now they're screwing up, and we don't need that anymore. I think we need better standards and I think we need better games to come out properly. But all right, till the next one. If you like the video, hit the like, subscribe. You know, I got more content coming in. You know, if you dislike it, hit the dislike button, right? But that's it. That's all I got for you. Until next time, peace.